You could say maybe there's some strange Mandela thing going on. Who knows? But what I believe, because I can go back and look at photographs that I took where I walked in and I didn't see any of the stuff that I now see all over the walls. For me, it's like a color, Technicolor experience. I walk in, you got a glimpse of it today through the Apple Vision Pro, right? And then once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Right.
And as Da Vinci said, there are three types of people: those who can see once shown, and those who don't see. Not everyone will see, right? And that's okay, because it's a higher dimensional experience. So the way you get to that higher dimensional experience is through this hemisynchronization of the minds. The left and right brains coming together, the chi forms, right? And that creates this electrical canopy over your hypothalamus and thalamus. There's that walnut, and that's the knob on the staff of Hermes. So the knob on the staff of Hermes goes straight through your spine, the 33 vertebrae, goes all the way up to that central point of your brain where the pineal and pituitary gland are. And it's just like through a breathing exercise, you can actually move your pituitary gland, because it's slightly lower than the pineal gland does. You can actually take it as you breathe, just like with the heart. If you look at a CNA fluoroscopy on the heart, as you breathe, you see the heart pumping, right? Pumping in and out. Our brains do the same thing with our breaths. Just nobody thinks of it like that. We think of our heart, it's not encased in this hard, cranium.
Right.
And so we don't think of it like that. But if you look at an MRI, right, or one of those motion CAT scans, then you'll actually see how the brain expands and contracts with our breaths as well. So as you take in a breath and you hold it deep, you know how you do that extra thing when you're meditating, and you kind of, like I do breath work, and you take it in, and then to get extra breath, you go through your mouth sometimes, that last one, that extra leap, and with your intention, can push your pituitary gland so that it can, almost like the two fingers in Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel depiction, where God is reaching out to Adam and touching. Those two parts of your anatomy can basically touch and create this electrical connection, which then sparks an enlightenment.
The one thing I love talking about is obviously spirituality and raising our consciousness. And I'm now starting to connect these ETs, aliens, ideas behind that. I've long been telling people, I'm like, look, if and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Independence Day is not going to happen. If you're traveling across the universe and you have the technology to go across the universe, you're generally a higher vibration, higher frequency being. You're not going to come to conquer. There's no aliens like the predators or that's wonderful for Hollywood, but that doesn't exist. So if we do encounter extraterrestrials, or now we're starting to see them, they're going to be at a higher level of consciousness and frequency than we are. So much so that when we talk, I know our mutual friend Daryl Anka, who does Bashar, he said very often, like, if Bashar would show up, we wouldn't be able to handle his frequency,
his vibration. Yeah.
We would be like literally just by him walking near us.
And some people might not even be able to see him.
Correct, and that's the other thing, that now we're starting to see so many more things. These things that you've started to see. I said this to somebody the other day. I was like, well, all the technology we have right now, our phones, the cars, all the materials to do everything has always been here. All of it. The concept of the internet.
100 years ago, this is straight magic.
Oh, absolutely. Straight magic.
Things I could do with this.
Oh my God, yeah, the internet would be, it's essentially.
Yeah, all the libraries of Earth can be stored, and I can access all of it in
an instant, instantaneously. All of that technology has always been here, but we were not allowed to see it. Yeah. And we are now seeing things so much faster because even in our lifetime, how much has changed.
So imagine now, because people ask me this all the time.
Yeah.
Why are things hidden?
Because we're not ready for them.
They're hidden so that they can be found, but only found by the people along their journey of raising their consciousness.
Correct.
Right? So here's the thing. The reason why there are some people that would see aliens and have all these experiences, or extraterrestrials, is because they were already vibing at a higher frequency. So birds have different frequency of vision. We can see a limited spectrum of light, right? We can see something between, on the very, very lowest end, 1 octave of light, starting at 360 nanometers, right, up to 720 nanometers. It's exactly like 1 octave, right? So 720 nanometers is going to be pushing you towards, what we call the red spectrum. So it's going to be you're going to start to get in near infrared. And then at 360 nanometers, you're going to be in the blue light spectrum, which is going to be, the more feminine side of this, which is, ultraviolet and blue. So that's the range that we can see. But birds can see beyond our ranges. So, like, you'll see these birds that have all these iridescent colors and stuff. And I couldn't really see iridescence that well before, not until I tried mushrooms. And then I could start seeing iridescence that I couldn't see before. I could start seeing auras, right? I could see your aura right now. These are things I couldn't see before. But
how's it looking?
Kind of orangey, orange and orange, yellow.
What does that mean?
Golden. Oh, that means you're in general balance. Not as much green. So you can open your heart a little bit more. Those are the things, and a little less on the feminine side. So some of the higher chakras right now, I mean, they have cameras that do this and capture this stuff, and you could do this better than what I'm doing right now, but I'm pretty sure this is what you would see. And so your higher chakras are not fully vibing all the way yet. So the pineal, pituitary, but it's not that it's not there. It's there. I could see it. And psychics and others who basically have this ability would be able to read this on you as well. But where you're very good, like you're almost overbalanced, is in your kidneys. Your kidneys, that's why you've got a lot of kind of orange light and solar plexus light. You use a lot of your willpower.
When I was studying counseling, I was going